Hi, welcome everybody. My name is Andrew Dillard, and I'm here to walk you through the presentation of my electric vehicle charging app. So, without any further ado, why is this app important? What is the goal here? And really, we have to kind of take this up to the 30,000 foot level to understand why is it important to have reliable and accurate EV charging apps. So, in the first quarter of 2023, electric vehicle sales surpassed 250,000 sales, and now all vehicles sold, that's about 7.2%. That number will only continue to rise over the coming years and decades, particularly as increased regulation around the banning of combustion engines in certain states like California and countries in Europe as well. So the market is going to grow, which means there's going to be an increased demand on electric vehicle charging infrastructure, which underlines the need of having reliable tracking and reliable information around where people can actually charge their electric vehicles, particularly as they go on longer road trips. So the second part of this is really understanding the infrastructure that's in place today for electric vehicles and charging of them isn't great. In some instances, sites can be offline, they can be broken. I had shared earlier in this class a picture that I actually personally experienced where somebody had decided to run over a charging station, ultimately leading it and rendering it inoperable. And it's important for people to know, when are these sites down, when are they open, are they clean, are they safe? Where are they located? That's going to become more and more important, particularly as the market continues to grow. So my solution for this is to develop a electric vehicle charging app that can show us where those charging stations are at. So kind of taking you through the journey of the development of this app and really following the course design for this particular course around human-centered design, looking at the 5 stages here across empathize, really wanting to immerse myself in what's out there today. One of the leading apps that's out there is called PlugShare. You can see a screenshot from PlugShare on the left-hand side of your slide here, and it really just shows you where are there standard plugs where you can plug in, where are there electric vehicles, and where are the charging stations. And it's really pretty rough and elementary, and it really just gives you kind of the highest of high-level information there. We wanted to engage with electric vehicle owners. We developed a survey as part of earlier in this class to understand some pain points, concerns, what's the value that these charging stations can bring, and really immersing ourselves in these electric vehicle communities. And there are a number of robust communities across a lot of the social media sites, like a Reddit, like a Facebook, a Discord, all have active and engaged users willing to discuss and talk about their electric vehicle charging experience. So from that kind of stage of empathize, from our human-centered design, we really needed to define what are these people who have electric vehicles looking for when considering charging and charging infrastructure. And the most important thing to everybody is it needs to be reliable. I need to have a tool in my phone and on my pocket or in my computer that can tell me when a station is operable, where that station is at, is it open, is it closed, is it busy, are there people currently occupying those charging stalls. Really, the theme of reliability kind of rang central into all of this. It also needs to be accurate, so you have to have the accuracy of all of those things I just mentioned, and it needs to be as relevant and as real-time updated as possible. It also needs to be available. It has to be no downtime for the app. The app can't crash. It has to be very intuitive and very simple. And I think the simple piece is what I really focused on in kind of this first design in my particular app, where there isn't a lot of bells and whistles to go along with this app. It really is, give me the information that I need as an electric vehicle owner to charge my vehicle in the shortest amount of time possible. So as we began to ideate through a lot of these things as part of this human-centered design course, there are a lot of things that I considered as part of the app and integrating into it. So the concept of building kind of a social community was one. Do you want to make it interactive where electric vehicle owners can interact with other electric vehicle owners and share their experiences and share their tips and tricks, and really building that overall sense of community. This first design, as you'll see, kind of moves away from that. It doesn't have a lot of the social aspect there. There is a function in here that allows a user to rate their experience, but it really is more, again, going back to the simple piece, which is kind of the middle part of this ideate section here, really thinking around what are some of the ways to make this as simple and accurate, and identifying those data sources to make the data as accurate as possible. Thinking about some other ideas for incorporating this, and probably in future iterations, is really around the technology. So this is built in RShiny, as you'll see in the upcoming slides here. Is there another more maybe applicable software or technology that would be better suited for the development of an app like this, whether that's a native iOS app, whether you're looking to incorporate a Python or JavaScript component to it? Those are the types of things that I thought through, ultimately landing on RShiny as it's part of the course design here as well. So from a prototype standpoint, I'm actually a really big fan of just drawing things on paper, and that's exactly what I did in my prototype design here. So some people like to wireframe with different tools and different software packages. I'm kind of an old school person where I look at, really, let's just put it on paper, see what it looks like, and we can ideate from there. So the image you see on the left-hand side of your screen here is kind of the final version of the prototype that I had put on paper there. You can kind of see, compared to where did a screenshot of my app land at, it's close. The map is kind of the centerpiece of all of this app, and really allowing people to search their location and stations nearby them, and kind of filter by some appropriate filters here, and then leading to a rating of the overall experience for their particular charger at the bottom of the app. Very simple, very straightforward, hopefully intuitive, but that is kind of how I went from prototype to the first version of the production app here. And then finally, testing this. I'll play this video as I talk here, but this is just really taking that prototype design from the last slide and walking through an electric vehicle owner, somebody who has experience dealing with electric vehicle charging apps and driving electric vehicles, getting her kind of thoughts and feedbacks around what would she like to see differently, how would she like to see the app laid out overall. So,
all right, so this is the
is that piece there. So I'm going to turn on a video here really quickly of an application demonstration. What does this app actually look like as you are playing through it here? So, and we go. When you open the app, it starts at a high level. We designed this so you can kind of scroll through, and the map points are clustered together. They're interactable. They'll zoom you into an area here in Milwaukee, and it will pop up information about the charger here. So that happened to be Harley Davidson. This is an Electrify America from Walmart. There's a dealership there, and really kind of allowing the users to zoom in and out, allow filters like Electrify America, which is a nationwide charging network there. And then you can zoom back out and see all of those Electrify America stations on screen here as well. There are other filters that we've done here. So if you want to filter for EV pricing, you can do that too. Here is a list of all of the free chargers that you see in your area. So there's one in Madison at a dealership there. You can rate your experience. I'm choosing to rate this dealership as a 5 and submitting my settings there. So it will save the reviews and ratings that you have based on your own charging experiences there as well. So that's kind of an overview. You can also filter by facility type. Like I selected gas station, ironically, to see are there any chargers located in a gas station or a nearby convenience store. The data set only had a handful of these located out on the East Coast there. So clearing out all the filters, we're going to zoom back out and kind of look at the overall map design. And that is a high level demonstration of the overall application. Alternative approaches. There was a lot of things I wanted to incorporate into this app that I just didn't really have the time to do here. So this is the first one is incorporating Google Places. Using the Google Places API and the Google Maps API, bring in all of the information from Google that people have already put in here. So these could be reviews, they could be pictures, they could be comments. Those are the types of things I think would help bring the sense of community for this app a little bit more forefront here. User location, the map as is really doesn't have an ability for the user to, or the app to know where the user is located without a lot of different integration on the back end within R and R Shiny. So I think as we think about some of the different versions and ideations here, if this were to expand to a different technology stack, really getting a user location built into the app. So when the app is opened, the user is automatically identified on the map and they're able to see the more relevant chargers around them versus having to kind of scroll and kind of filter through their local area. And then charger routing is the last thing I would really love to incorporate as an alternative approach. If you know your user location, you know the location of the fast charger, you're really able to then map out the most applicable route for the user to get to that charger. That's probably more of a version 2.0, but it is something I would like to see as an alternative approach to this application. So that was at a very high level the application that I had built for this class. I wanted to say thank you to everybody for all of your comments, your thoughts, your feedback throughout the semester. I've learned a ton about human-centered design and a lot of the things that go into designing relevant and applicable visual analytics. So thank you, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful summer.